Welcome to Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, back again with another episode, y'all. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about apologizing and how sometimes when you give the apology for whatever it is that you've done to someone else, that it may not, the feelings behind that apology, the grief that you feel about the offense that you committed, sometimes that grief can be exacerbated by the way that the other person, the person that you apologize to, received and interprets that apology. And let me explain that to you in a little bit more detail, because I know it may sound confusing, but before I get to that, more than anything, I want you to know that I'm asking what you think about this. And after you listen to this episode, I really do want some feedback on this so that you can give me some advice as to what to do about this, because I'm feeling some kind of way in relation to this issue, because I had to apologize to my brother, my older brother. I love my brother, man. I love my brother. It's as simple as that. But we have a disagreement about our religious beliefs. We were raised Baptist, but now my brother's a Hebrew Israelite, a black Hebrew Israelite. And the things that I hear him saying out of his mouth as it relates to what he believes, they disturb me. And we had a conversation about a week or so ago about an episode of mine that he had listened to concerning the Memphis police beating, that it resulted in Tyree Nichols dying. And he made a comment about that, and he said that this stuff is happening to us, black people, because we were and are and continue to be disobedient to God's commandments. So I totally disagreed with that. I said that those beatings, that beating that happened to him, the things that are happening to black people in the black community is because of the decisions that we're making, not because God is punishing us. I just don't believe that. And he shot off saying some things. I said some things. It amazes me how he has gotten to this point. I guess it amazes him how I haven't gotten to that point. But I said some hurtful things to him. Now, I called what he does a cult. I said that I told him that he had always been the type of person that would listen to what anybody said outside of the family, and I thought that was what was influencing him. His views, a lot of his views, keep in mind, I've been in here for 34 years, and my brother has visited me, and we talk on the phone just like I do with the rest of my family. But who he is now is not the person that I know. And that just hurts me. Now, he would probably say that that's a good thing, that he's different. He has found the way. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my brother is doing the right thing, because I believe that what path you take to get to the Most High is between you and the Most High. And I have no right, no more than he has any right, in my opinion, to say who's going to hell and who's not. I don't do that. I don't do that. My faith in what I believe tells me otherwise. And I don't get off on telling people that they're going to hell. But when I said some of the hurtful things to my brother, calling what he believed in a cult, because of the way he was responding, I had read when I first learned about him becoming a part of the religion that he is, I read up on it. I read up on some things, and for me, I concluded that some of the things that they talk about are true. It's biblical. You can't deny that. Some of the things. But they take it a step further and condemn everybody else. And that's not Bible. It's not Bible. I'm not going to start preaching. I'm not going to get into a religious debate with anybody, but go read it for yourself. Ask God to open up your heart and your mind. And for God's sake, please stay off of YouTube and these other organizations that are trying to tell you what this means and what that means. Ask God to open up your heart and mind. And go to somebody that you trust, if need be, if you are confused. And ask them. But I just don't believe that God is about hate. I don't believe that God is about hate. God is a loving God. But anyway, when I said the things that I said to him, after I got off the phone, I went to the cell that I'm assigned, and I sat there at the edge of my bunk, and I was so sad. I didn't cry, but I was so sad that I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. After that conversation, I imagined that I would probably never see my brother again until I got out of prison. I thought that the relationship that I had with him was over. And my relationship with my brother, my relationship with my family means everything to me. And I knew that some of the things, I believed rather, some of the things that I had said to him were wrong, hurtful. None of the things that I said in relation to what I believe do I take back. That was not why I apologize, but you're going to understand the significance of that in a few minutes. I apologize for saying those hurtful, mean-spirited things, saying that he was easily influenced by people, and I apologize for those types of things that I said, and I meant that. I meant that. But when I called home, no, let me back up. After I went to the room, after the count cleared, I came back out and I tried to call him. I couldn't get him on the phone the next day. And it took me until Thursday. Keep in mind, we had this conversation on a Saturday. It took Thursday before I was able to catch up with him. So that's what's that? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That was 5 days. And I had been trying sporadically to get him on the phone, and I finally called him. And when I did catch him, I told him, I said, bro, I just wanted to catch you, say something real quick before I go to work. I want to apologize for what I said to you. And he said, apologize for what? He said, what are you apologizing for? Something like that. And I said, for what I said to you, man. I had no right to say those things to you, and I apologize for that, and I love you. And he went on to say that I love you too, bro, and so on and so forth. And then he started on his diatribe about his beliefs again. So I stood there and I listened. I said, bro, I got to go. I got to go to work. I don't have time to do this. I'll call you back another time. After I got off the phone, I felt relieved that I had done that. I knew that I had done the right thing. But it was weird because I got this sense that he didn't hear me. I got this sense that he didn't hear my apology. He heard something different. And I didn't find out until I called home. A couple of days later, I call home every weekend to talk to my uncle, my family, and see what's going on in the neighborhood, let them know that I'm okay, and I've been doing that for over 30 years. And my uncle told me that my brother had called and said that I had apologized because I had not been able to back up the things that I said about his religion. Therefore, he concluded that he was right about what I said, about what he said, and I was wrong. And I said, Unc, I said, no. I said, I apologized because of the hurtful things that I said. And I told my uncle what I said. And my uncle said, yes, you were right to apologize for that. You shouldn't have said that. But he said, your brother didn't mention any of that. So I sat there on the phone like, wow, okay. And my uncle went on to tell me that my brother said that I had apologized because I had, and I want to get this right, I do not want to get this wrong, but basically I was apologizing because I had come to the realization that either I couldn't back up what I said about his religion or that he was right, something to that effect. And that is not what I apologize for. And that grieved me, that my brother would take something as sincere as an apology and use it to bolster his argument as to being right about his religious stance. I don't know why that grieved me so much, but it did. And I didn't think about I thought about calling him, but I didn't think that it would be a fruitful conversation, so I didn't do it. So I'm like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling grieved all over again about this issue? So I decided to, I prayed about it, and then I decided to share what I'm talking about, what I'm going through with you. So I, talk about it on the podcast. What do you do when you apologize to somebody and they misinterpret your apology as validation of whatever it is that they were talking about, whatever y'all got into it about? What do you do about that? How do you deal with that? I don't want to continue to be into it with my brother. I love my brother. But for some reason or another, I feel like I'm being, the whole situation is being manipulated. I feel like the whole situation is being manipulated, and I just don't think that's right. I don't think that's right to do. And it makes me feel sad that somebody that I love so much is taking my apology and using it in a way that it wasn't intended to be used. I don't know how to deal with that. That's why I'm asking you to help me understand that, to help me to deal with that. I never imagined that somebody that I love so much would tell me that I'm going to hell. I never imagined that somebody that I love so much would tell me that I'm lost. I would never. I said some hurtful things to him. basically called my brother gullible and naive. And I think my brother's a smart person. But any of those type of sentiments that I expressed toward him, I didn't mean to hurt him. But I really don't think my brother understands how much he hurt me, how much he, by taking my apology and twisting it around, how much he's re-traumatizing that situation for me. I don't know if he even realizes what he's doing. I don't even know if he gets it. What do you do about something like that? Somebody you love manipulates a situation, and I don't even know if he's aware of it. And that's why I said at the beginning of this episode, when you apologize to someone, first and foremost, it requires you to have an awareness of the pain that you're causing. Because if you don't have that awareness of the pain that you're causing, then you can never get to the point of accepting responsibility for it. If you don't know what you've done, if you don't know the pain that you've caused, what are you accepting responsibility for? If you apologize to somebody, that means you get it. You understand what you did. You understand the pain that you caused. And by understanding the pain that you caused, you have to take the steps to do whatever you can to apologize. And to do that, again, the awareness of the pain, now you can accept responsibility for the pain and say, I did that and I'm sorry. And that I'm sorry requires that level of humility, because you have to say that this is not about me and my feelings right now and what I think is right, or trying to justify what I did as being right. This is about the pain that I caused to the person that I offended and harmed or traumatized, and I'm sorry for that. You have to humble yourself to be able to do that. And I did that. And I mean that. I meant it then, I still mean it now. But I'm feeling, don't get me wrong, I didn't apologize to my brother so that he would apologize to me. I never even considered that as part of the calculus of calling him. I wanted to call and get my brother back on the phone because I was sorry for the pain that I realized that I had caused him. I wasn't thinking about the pain that he had caused me. I just wanted to do what was right by me and my God. But I was hurting because of what he had said to me. I had called my sister, I called my uncle, but I couldn't stay on the phone with him after it happened. I called my sister, and I'm gonna be real, I broke down. I called my son, I was talking to my son about it, and I got emotional when I was talking to him. But I called those people in my life. You know, I tried to call my girlfriend, I couldn't get her. But I called them so that I can get that out, get that off of me, get that feeling up off of me. And it worked, it did, help me just to get that out, just to be able to express that to somebody that would lend me a compassionate ear. And it worked. It helped me. But when I called home and found out that my brother totally misrepresented what I said to him in my apology as confirmation of what he believes, because he said that I was apologizing because I couldn't prove what I was saying. And I told my uncle, I said, that's a lie. That's not why I apologize. I don't regret apologizing, but that was a lie. And that grief that I felt from the pain that he had caused me came back. It came back. And now I'm left to deal with that. So what do I do with it? Pray about it. Meditate on it. Let it go. Well, tell me what you do. How do you deal with that? When somebody takes a situation, misrepresents it, and makes you feel worse about it. Yeah, no doubt. Makes you feel worse about it. Now, let me know what you think about that. I consider all of you guys out there to be a part of my extended family. I've come to be comfortable enough to talk to you about anything, and I hope this is proof of that. I'm interested to know what you think about it, what your comments are about it. Let me know. Hit me up in the comments section, or you can email me at doingtimewithjot@gmail.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. I really do. And thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.